guys, welcome to this Mix-clusive interview. I'm VJ IE from the number one music channel in the Philippines, Mix. And for today, we have an international artist joining us from Canada. She was born on May 5, thus the 5 on her name. And the C on her name is quite mysterious. Let's see if she reveals it today. Please welcome CMagic5.
Hi guys. Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to have you also here, CMagic5, especially since we heard that you actually have Filipino blood running through your veins. Is that right?
Yes, you are correct. I do have a little bit, somewhere in my ancestry, so I do have a little bit, yes.
Yay. But have you ever been to the Philippines?
No, I was planning on going right before the pandemic struck, and then we were in lockdown. So we actually had plans to go and visit. So I was really looking forward to it. But things are starting to open up here now. I'm currently living in Toronto, Canada. So I'm hoping to get to go soon, and try to see if I can find any family.
Would that have been your first time in the Philippines?
Yes, it would have. Yes.
And what were you planning on doing here? Like, were you planning on doing some shows or just really visiting and going to the tourist spots?
Yeah, initially it was planned to just kind of be a tourist around there and just visit the place because I love to travel, just visit new places, of course, for performing as well. So this song that I just released, Dancing on My Heart, is actually doing really well in the Philippines. So I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, Philippines, for the love. Love you guys. So definitely once we build a fan base more there, I would love to go perform live soon.
Yay! Okay, so while we wait for that day to come for
Yes.
you to come here, let's talk about first more on your background. I'm sure all of the Filipino viewers watching right now would love to know more about you, how you started in the industry. Let's start with where you
For
were
sure.
born first, and where you grew up.
Yeah. So I was actually born in Dubai and I came here when I was really young. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a mixed cocktail, as they say. And now I grew up in Canada my entire life. So still living in Canada. And yeah, that's where I've been most of my life and been working on the music here. I think, I'm so grateful and lucky to be in a music industry that's in, Canadian because I think there's so many opportunities and I'm just grateful for the support for sure.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. But where did your love for music come from? Like, was it from your parents or was it on your own?
I would say, I definitely have to thank my parents for, playing music around the house when I was really little, but no one in my family actually does anything musical like sing or play any instruments. So I'd say I think I'm the first in the family to kind of,
Ooh.
venture out into musical stuff, playing, instruments and being a vocalist and stuff. So I'm very grateful for my parents who are so supportive of me and my music career. But definitely it's something that I wanted to pursue on my own. I knew that, I fell in love with music at a really young age. So it's something that I knew that I always wanted to do and I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. So that happened with, everything to do with the arts really. So singing, dancing, acting, kind of just everything. From a really young age, I just kind of dipped my toes into a little bit of everything, just because I love being creative. So definitely it's something that I explored myself and through experiences, growing up being bullied and stuff, different experiences I feel just kind of helped me discover my passion for, music, songwriting. So it's so many things. And now that I look back at, times in my life like that, I just really feel grateful. As as weird as it may sound, I feel like, if those experiences never have had to happen, I wouldn't, be
Mhm.
doing what I am today. So in a way, I am grateful. I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a believer in that. So that's just kind of how I came to find my love for songwriting, music, and everything really to do with the arts.
Wow, that's very inspiring to hear. Thank you so much for that answer. But we'd like to know if there's a specific event that made you realize that this is really what you want to do professionally. Because there are a lot of kids out there who want to sing, who want to perform when they're little, and then when they start to
Yes.
grow up, they realize, okay, maybe it's law for me or medicine for me or
Mhm.
engineering and stuff. But for you, what made you decide to really take this seriously, to hone your craft and be a professional performer?
Right. So I definitely I think you worded it really well because I think music has been like inherent in me for so long. And when I was little, of course, I didn't know the things that I were doing, were actual industries, right? Like songwriting
Hmm.
and stuff. I'd always find inspiration around me, write about animals and colors and just like the most innocent of things, which I thought was really cool, for being at that young age. And
Hmm.
I loved performing. I knew I just loved the way it made me feel and others feel that were in the same room with me. I think there's that special connection. Music really is that universal language, and I say that all the time because I really believe in that. The pandemic has even shown us that it really connects us in even the most challenging of times. So yeah, music has definitely been there for me for the longest time, and I definitely believe it chose me. Um, so back to your question about when did I kind of know that it was something I wanted to do professionally. I guess as soon as I realized that it was something you could do professionally, I'd always watch these, singers on TV and stuff, and
Hmm.
these voice shows like The Voice and X Factor, things like that. And I fell in love with performing. I knew that that's something I wanted to be able to do, give back to my community and whoever through music. I know that's something. It's a very great platform. It's an outlet for myself to be able to express myself, but the cool thing about it is that you can also connect with other people through it who are going through similar things as you and stuff like that. So definitely back to what I said earlier about the experiences. I think the point in my life when I was like, bullying got really bad, I, wrote many songs a day, like at least a song a day. And then in a matter of no time, my first EP was conceived. So that's when I actually wrote my first song called Destiny's Calling. And, I owe it to that. I feel like, that's the point in my life where I knew, okay, this is something I want to do professionally. I love being able to just let my emotions out and turn it into a song. I think it's one of the coolest things ever, being able to relate to people and then make them feel something through music. So that's a time when I knew I definitely wanted to do this, for the long run.
Wow. So it's not just for the fame. It's not just for being on the spotlight. It was therapeutic for you at some
Yes,
point. Like you really needed to let it
exactly.
out. You needed an outlet for your emotions, for your experiences. And
Mhm.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that as well, which is why, your songs are very relatable. You have millions of streams now. So
Thank
congratulations on
you.
that.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
let's talk about finding your identity as an artist. Okay, so let's start with your name first. I told people a little bit about it during the intro, but can
Ooh,
you tell us the rest of the details? Why C Magic 5?
for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'll spill the tea, as they say. The C, the letter C corresponds to the initial of my first name, which I haven't actually revealed on media yet. I might in the
Mhm.
future. The 5 is my lucky number, as you mentioned earlier. I was born on the 5th day of the 5th month, so five's just always been that number that's been there for me. And then magic. I came up with the name when I was really little, and at that time, all I ever want, and still now, all I ever wanted people to do was experience that same magic through music that I felt while performing or just writing, and just feel that magic through music. And of course, C5, the musical note. Since I came up with the name when I was really little, that was actually the time in my life where I was able to in a healthy way belt a C5 note. So there's just a little milestone that's in there as well.
Ooh, wow. Okay, so great. That was like the perfect story for your name.
Oh
So thank you so much for sharing that.
no,
I didn't
thank you
know
so
about the
much.
C5 part. I just knew the
Oh
five, the C, and of course a little
yeah.
bit about the magic. But wow, so there's another
No,
one.
I,
There's
I wanted to I
C5.
wanted to give Mix the full story behind it.
Thank you for that. Wow. So do you still belt up to C5 up to now?
Yes, I do. Whenever it comes up in a song and stuff, I believe vocal health is just the number one thing for me. If I'm not singing in a healthy way, um, I don't want, I don't ever want to say that I wouldn't be singing in a healthy way. So definitely, I'm much better now than I was when I first started out.
Well, knowing what C5 is, I think, is also a mark of how formally trained you are. So, let's tell people about that. Like, how how did you come to know these things? How long did you have to study vocal performance and performance in general?
Yeah, so I was musically trained my entire life. You're right about that, and I am a classical nerd, I'd have to say. So it's the first kind of music I ever started learning. So I went to the world-renowned Royal Conservatory of Music, and basically what you do there is they have these like regular exams that you take, but you have to study like things like music theory, music history, of course, voice as
Ooh.
well. And then there are like these cool levels and stuff. But I loved it because I just wanted to be a very well-rounded musician, and that goes into my like belief of I think education is so important, music as well as the actual education. So it's something that I love doing growing up because I feel like I'm just more knowledgeable as a musician. I know what I
Mm-hmm.
sing about, especially when it comes to making music. It's so much more than just trying to make something fun and sound great.
Yes.
I also want to be musically respected in that sense. So that's something that I definitely am grateful that I spent my entire life doing. I love
Mm-hmm.
learning music. Just being around music 24/7 makes me feel really good. So yeah, I've trained for like many years classically, so I can sing classical. And that's I have to owe it to classical because I through that I was able to kind of learn different languages and learn how to sing in different languages. So I
Oh,
only
what
speak
languages
English.
do you know how to sing in?
The language that I know how to sing in are definitely Spanish, German, Italian. Um, what else? I've done Chinese and
Ooh.
Latin and French. Yeah. So it's really cool because I can't speak those languages, but I can sing them. So it's really funny. But yeah, I've been able to do that because I learned classical music. So I'm definitely happy that I kind of ventured into that.
Well, we hope in the future you can add Filipino to that list.
Oh, I'm going to. That is next one. I'm hoping to do a Filipino cover soon. So
Yay!
definitely stay tuned for that. I just got to find out which one.
Ooh, okay. Which Filipino artists do you know of so
I
far?
so the thing is um
Who do you listen to?
I haven't actually
Like,
tried like listened to any Filipino artists thus far. That's why I'm trying to get into that. Now I
okay.
want to explore more of the sound. Um, but who is she? She's a pop singer. I
Mm-hmm.
forget the song's called "Raise Your Flag," I believe. Do you know that song?
Oh, okay. Catriona Gray.
Yes, yes, yes. Is she Filipino? I think.
Yes. She
Yeah,
won Miss Universe.
yeah. There you go. I was like, what is the song? Yes. Um, I love that song. I mean, it's not a Filipino song, but just the roots. You can feel that Filipino passion in it. So
Ooh.
yeah, that's
So, would you
definitely
like
one
to
that I love.
cover "Raise Your Flag"?
It's an amazing song. I love it, and I would definitely love to collab. I mean, cover that song one day.
And maybe collaborate with her as well. Why
I
not?
know. Yes, that'd be a dream. She's amazing.
All right. Now, after knowing about that background of yours, it's very rich. You write your songs. You were classically trained musically, and you sing in different languages. How are you able to find your own sound as CMagic5? Like, how would you describe it to someone who hasn't really listened to your songs yet? What is CMagic5's sound?
I would say C Magic 5 sound is definitely contemporary pop with like a refreshing blend of old school vibes, but also futuristic sounds. So a little bit of that contrast. And I think because I've kind of ventured out into so many different genres and styles, you would hear it in my debut album. Actually, I love to incorporate pop as like the underlying theme, but also take some of my favorite genres like reggaeton, rock as well, and just kind of have that little bit of a fusion, but you'd still hear primarily pop with touch like flavors of other stuff. So I always like to refer to it actually as cooking. So it's like, I mean, I don't cook, I cook songs. That's it. But I like to kind of throw in pop with a little bit of like rock and stuff like that. So definitely, yeah. If you haven't heard my sound, that's what it is. It's primarily pop with like a little bit of this and that into it.
It reminded me of how you like described yourself a moment ago. Like you're somewhat of a cocktail mix because
Oh
you were born
yeah,
in
thank
Dubai
you.
and
Yeah,
you grew up
all over
in
the place.
Canada. Yes,
Yes.
and you have all these influences around you, and then that reflects in your sound. So that's great. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's talk about your music now. You just released "Dancing on My Heart" this month,
Yes.
so please tell us about this song.
Of course. Yeah, it's so fresh. Wow, I can't believe it's already been like 2 weeks, but it's still pretty new. Yeah, Dancing on My Heart is out now, so I'm really excited to share that with you all. And it was inspired by the universally relatable struggle of moving on after a breakup. And I think the
Mhm.
really cool thing about this song is that, previously I've always written about, the kind of like the ways to get over a breakup and post breakup feeling empowered and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
no matter what I choose to write about, I always want there to be that source of empowerment. But in this song, it's more about the struggle of moving on post breakup and not like, how easy it is to kind of just move on with your life. So basically, Dancing on My Heart, I always refer to the ex who, dances all over my heart. The ex who basically tries to get you back when you're so close to moving on. It's like, that person is your guilty pleasure, and we all have a
Mhm.
guilty pleasure. So it's kind of grasping that idea. It was actually inspired by one of my friends, real life stories. So yeah, it's very, very personal. And
Friend. No, I'm just kidding.
your friend.
Your
So
friend.
yes, you're right. I like that. So yeah, just all about feel good vibes. It's a dance pop. So
Mhm.
I always like to say, no matter. I think the coolest part about songwriting is that no matter what emotion I choose to write about or like what theme, whether it be love, like a breakup, even something like that's not typically like the happiest of themes. I always love to give it a feel good vibe through the music, and like you should be able to kind of dance through your emotions is what I'm trying to do. So it's a little bit of a paradox. It's like how can you dance to a breakup song? But that's what I like doing, dance to a breakup song. And that's why I like to say some of my influences are Dua Lipa and stuff like that because I think she does that as well with her music, like sings about breakup songs and through a dance ball. Yeah.
Mhm, exactly. Like new rules and everything. Yes.
Yes.
So we can definitely relate to that as well. Well, we're so excited to see the music video as well. So can you tell us about the concept of the video? What can we expect from it? How was your shooting experience like?
For sure. Well, first of all, I'm so excited to share the music video with you guys actually this Friday, so it's coming super soon. Yay! And the inspiration behind this video, I definitely knew I wanted to have dance in there. So,
Mhm.
I danced when I was little, like I did hip hop and stuff, but I never actually filmed myself or posted anything of me ever dancing. So I think this is the first time that my fans, listeners, new listeners get to kind of see me in a different element, still related to the arts, but doing something a little bit different than I normally do. So there's definitely dance packed vibes in there. Um, I have some dancers with me as well. They're amazing. Lots of colors. So I feel like in this music video, it really reflects who I am as an artist, my style, my
Mhm.
brand, everything from like the bold, edgy colors to just like these really feel good, empowering vibes, which you will get to hear in the song as well. So I wanted to have that kind of really go hand in hand together. I fashion, of course, I love playing around with different styles, colors.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a blend of everything. I feel like the music video is like a ribbon on top, a bow on top of everything, like the song, um, and just like packaging it all together in a way that really gives listeners a way, especially new ones, a chance to get to know me more. um, and I
Mhm.
feel like the song itself really encapsulates who I am more of as an artist compared to anything else I've released before. So I'm really excited that I'm getting to put something out into the world where it's like I'm really trying to I know my sound now and stuff like that, so it's very exciting.
Yes, and we're gonna see it in a few days again, guys. The
Yes, so
music
soon.
video for "Dancing on My Heart" is dropping this Friday. And when CMagic5 says it's gonna be colorful, we believe her because I mean, look at her outfit and her nails right now and everything.
Oh, thank you, you're
It's
so
so
cute.
colorful as well. Okay, speaking of the songs that you've released before, I just have to
Mhm.
ask about this because I am a Lego lover. I'm a Lego collector, and you have a song called Lego. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is great!" Because before I would just search for songs with Lego in the lyrics, and of course, there's Lego House by Ed Sheeran, and that's how I discovered him. And
Yeah,
now this
yeah,
is like the
yeah.
second song with Lego in it that I know of.
Really? Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm super interested in this. Can you tell us about this song? How did you come about? How did you end up writing a song about Lego?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Well, thank you for checking it out. Yeah, Lego is definitely a memorable one that I've written. Um, Lego, because it's all around that idea of, do you know how painful it is to step on a Lego? It is,
Yes.
I think people truly underestimate how painful it is to step on a Lego. I've done it so many times. Like, I was obsessed with Lego as well, like Lego Friends specifically,
Hmm.
and I just used to build everything when I was little. But anyways, so I stepped on a Lego, and it was around a time in my life where it wasn't too long ago, and this was actually personal experience. There was a person in my life that just kept, they weren't they were just getting toxic. They were very negative all the
Hmm.
time, and I realized that I needed to prioritize, self-respect and just
Hmm.
know my worth. So I needed to kind of put myself first in this instance. So it's all about kind of moving on from that person, but realizing that, sometimes you do have to put yourself first and realize that, not everyone's going to, you know, be the way that you want them to be all the time. And that's okay. You just have to realize that, you need to know when enough isn't enough and not let the negativity get to you by just choosing not to let it in your life. So definitely it's a way of saying take a take a hike, go on a hike, take a walk or whatever. But instead I say step on a Lego because it is very
Yep.
painful.
I love that line. Go
Thank you so
step on
much.
a Lego.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for writing that song. For all the Lego lovers out there, you're gonna love it. Listen to
Aw.
it as well. And of course, her EP, her debut album, and now her latest single. Please do listen to it. Dancing on My Heart. It's now
Thank you
streaming
so much.
everywhere. And of course, the music video is coming out this Friday. Now, before we let you go, see Magic 5, what is your message to all of your Filipino fans who are watching right now?
Philippines, thank you so, so much for all the love on my new single, Dancing on My Heart. I can't tell you how grateful I am. The amount of love and support I've gotten from you guys from the Philippines has been just so overwhelming, and I am so grateful. Love you guys so much, and I really hope, because things are getting better now, I hope to perform live in Philippines and meet you guys in person, as well as Mix in person very soon. Fingers crossed. So thank you guys so much for your support and for listening. And if you haven't heard Dancing on My Heart yet, my new single, please make sure to check it out on your favorite streaming platform or social media page just at CMagic5. And I really hope you'll stay tuned for the music video for Dancing on My Heart dropping this Friday. I am so excited to share it with you guys.
Yay! Okay, I'm just like to greet some people watching right now live. Alhanian, hi, Clifford Quinto, Marjorie Makalalat, and some people are asking, by the way, see Magic 5, like, who among your parents are Filipino, or like, where is that in your family? Like, which part?
So it's on my mom's side, my great grandparents.
Okay, your great grandparents are Filipino on your mom's side.
Yes, one of them is. So it's very mixed. So I'm predominantly Portuguese, but I do have
Okay.
some Filipino in me.
There you go. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you so much. And before we went live, you actually said a Filipino word. I think, your Filipino fans would love to hear you say that as well.
yes. Salamat. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Salamat.
Yay! I didn't teach her that, guys. Like, she really just said that out of the blue before we went live. So thank you so much, Team Magic 5. Salamat for joining us today, and for sharing with us your music and basically your whole being as an artist. Thank you so much for sharing so much,
Thank you
for
so much.
sharing generously, See Magic 5. But
I
that is it
really
for our
appreciate it.
exclusive. Yes, we do as well. Thank you for your time. But that is it for our exclusive interview with CMagic5. Once again, I'm VJ Ai de la Cruz from the number one music channel in the Philippines. Mix your choice, your music. Listen to Dancing on My Heart, guys. Bye.